Greetings, one and all, from the White Mountains of Arizona. Tara and I are out for a morning hike. We're up 5:30, left by 6, and we've just been wandering. And we're going to bring you in on this little wandering of ours because, as you saw in the title, we're going to be channeling Kurt Cobain on this hike. If you were alive during his time, you're most likely impacted by him somehow. Nirvana was everything. What was it, 93? I don't know, in that time frame. So, he had an impact on myself, on Tara, and our whole generation. And we just want to know some answers. You don't get to that position, I don't think, without making some deals. But we'll see for sure if she can channel him. Perhaps she'll get his ego self, perhaps his higher self, perhaps a mixture of both. And she's ready. And she is perched atop her little rock there. All right, you connected to someone?
Yes, he's here.
Okay. Is it Kurt Cobain's ego?
Mostly, but I can't guarantee his higher self won't jump into, but it's mostly ego.
Okay. So is he residing in the lower astral?
He says I'm between places at the moment.
Between 3D and 4D?
4 and 5.
Okay. All right. My first real question is, what was your purpose for your life as Kurt Cobain on Earth? What was your mission?
My mission was expression and emotion. I was to witness our other polarity, the darker half of ourselves. And whatever I did would reflect that, because it was part of my mission to understand the light and the dark, to hopefully walk the middle.
Sounds like when we spoke to John Lennon, seemed like a similar sort of mission.
Yes, but your ego gets in the way, and sometimes it's hard to walk that middle or even see what side you're really on.
Did you accomplish your mission?
In a way, yeah.
In what ways did you walk in the light?
It was connecting to people and actually showing them that it's okay to see your other half, your light and your dark. You shouldn't be afraid of it, but you shouldn't give into it either. That was my bad.
In what ways did you give into the dark?
I listened to what that side of me would say, that I'm just worthless, you're just their puppet. You got no mind of your own. And so I would do things that would resonate with that, would connect with that, and later I wouldn't feel so good about it.
You mean like drugs?
It was part of it. It was a cover.
What was your trauma?
Molestation.
At a young age?
Yeah. And rape as a man.
By someone in the industry?
Yeah.
Did you make a deal with them?
Because I thought I can't do it off my own mind because I'm too stupid. That's what that half that talks says, and I listen to it and I let somebody else make my decisions. So yeah, I made deals because I thought they knew better than me.
Did you know there was a cabal when you made these deals?
Nah. Later, you have your X-Files, and they talk about the smoking man. That's them. But they're not a character. They're not some funny thing. They're real, man. They're real bad.
But they can only hurt you if you make a deal with them, right?
And when you listen too much to one side of yourself, whether you're light or you're dark, you make stupid decisions.
Okay. Can you give me an example of going too far into the light?
Going too far into the light denies your existence of the darker half of you, a polarity. Most everything in this universe has a polarity. And when you ignore that portion of yourself, you miss out on a lot of lessons. You almost start to gain ignorance, which in a way is bringing the ego back in, but in a different way. It's how can you totally heal something if you think you're only wholly one thing? You can't be whole without both halves. You just gotta walk the middle. I know it's hard.
In what way did you walk the middle? Can you give us an example of what that would look like?
Walking the middle is when maybe I just write something, some poetry just for me, and I can dig into my darkness to be able to bring a trauma or emotion out onto the page. But I use my light side to be able to turn it into something beautiful. And when I write that way, I'm not telling myself I'm a piece of shit. I feel like this is my mission, this is what I do. I bring up the darker stuff and I make it words, I make it flow, and it's understandable that way, but not when it's all stuffed up inside.
Wow. So creativity was very important for you.
Yeah,
How were you so in touch with the creative side?
that's just me. That's the real me. I just see the world differently ever since I was like real little. Just I was so fascinated by people's behavior. I like to watch people, my family, friends, see how they react to things. The feelings and reactions were so fascinating, and I would catalog it like pictures or something in my head.
What frequency is your higher self?
Well, I could have made it to 7. Technically, I am 7, but this part of me didn't quite make it.
So are you balanced to our 3D dimension in some way?
Nobody's keeping me down, really, except myself. And even my spirit, I guess ego, you could say, is very aware that I could just reconnect with the rest of me at any time. I don't know, I just don't.
You like hanging out here and helping us.
I guess sometimes I think of reconnecting, but that part of my trauma never really got healed, so there's still that part says I don't belong to the rest of myself. That's where I get trapped.
You talk to Tara a lot.
Yeah,
You're trying to help her.
I was, but sometimes she sees too much of one polarity of me and she gets scared. But I'm both. I'm not really trying to scare anybody.
you rose to superstardom, and no doubt you're creative and deserve everything you attained, but the cabal got you there, right?
Yeah.
So what did you have to do in exchange?
It was, they basically get some shit on me. But they created, I mean, I guess you could say no, but they prey on hoping that you're just going to listen to the darker part of yourself and just let your low self-esteem, let them steamroll you with it.
So it must be a complex psychological game if they convince you that you're nothing, but then tell you that you're worthy of selling millions of records.
They don't really say you're worthy of that. They say the only reason people like your shit is because we make them like it.
But that's partly true. People are dumb. They're told what to like.
I wanted to make, I couldn't tell if people were just brainwashed to like what we created, or if they actually liked what we created, which is where they keep you.
I think that you touched probably billions of people. Billions. Like, genuinely. Your music hit a nerve with humanity.
I don't know, we'll see.
I think time is already told. Can we talk about your death?
Yes.
Do you hear those shotguns in the background?
A little bit.
Does that trigger some trauma?
I didn't even hear it.
Oh. Yeah, there's a shotgun field right there. Oh, right there.
I didn't hear it that day.
Oh. So was it Cabal?
I wouldn't. She was there, and those guys, they were there, and it was just some psychological stuff. Just like I wasn't in a good space anyway. Then they came, and I was figuring out some stuff and seeing some stuff, and I just, wasn't so good. And it's like they make you pull the trigger, but I did it, but I didn't do it. There was more than one hand.
But you were high.
Yeah.
Do you know on what?
No, actually.
Did you take it?
No.
They gave it to you?
Yeah. They told me it was one thing. I don't think so. It didn't feel the same.
Did they violate your free will?
I suppose I could have turned down the drugs. I could have tried to run away. So I guess it's partly my fault.
By the laws of the universe, did they violate your free will?
No, I made those decisions. Even though manipulation is still free will, though. You gotta see your manipulation. You have those chances. I knew I was being manipulated. I just kept going. I was so dumb.
Why did they do it? Why did they want you gone?
They're ready to create something different, and they just didn't need me. They needed to create something from my suicide so they would profit. So when they kept saying, oh man, you're going to be immortalized, or you're going to be famous, they don't tell you that means we're going to get you to kill yourself in the end so that you're immortalized for us. They really screw a lot of guys that way.
And so your girlfriend and your bandmates all profited?
Yep.
Yep. Maybe that's why they're pushers in the end.
They all want to play that game. They know when they looked in my eyes, I didn't fully believe their bullshit. It's just I had low self-esteem. And when they see that you see, they become real sketchy of you.
So it was more profitable for them to have you dead than alive.
Yeah.
And now it came down to money in the end?
Control.
They want to control over Nirvana and its subsidiaries?
They want to control people's emotions. They want to control each generation. The generation, my generation, is now controlled through the death of an icon. It doesn't have to be a singer. It could be anybody that they're told they should care about. And then utilizing that energy as they get older is so easy to control them. So anything that resembles me or anybody else who's gone on this way, they can control you because you remembered you liked us. And you remember how we made you feel. And so that's how they use that manipulation. Even though we're trying to create, or I'm trying to create something good, they're going to use it to invert it later. I didn't quite get that till I got here.
What advice can you give to people who are just starting to wake up to these realities?
Say no, man. No to everything. They tell you you're a piece of shit, say no. Just all you have to do is say no and walk away. It's literally the hardest and the easiest thing. Just say no. You know when your heart is not good, then say no. That's it. You said it since you were 2 years old.
What advice can you give to people who are awake, who know about this, and who want to help?
Just keep being you. Just don't change for no one. Even if you look retarded, I look like that all the time. I ain't care. Hence grunge. So funny, people copy something when I just don't give a fuck.
You helped a lot of people.
Why are you pulling away?
Getting emotional there, jeez.
Whew. Man, he's got a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Whew.
Just say no. Dare was right. Just say no.
Yeah. Man, I mean, he's got a pretty cool energy though. You know, he's just, whew. There's a lot of trauma done on that guy.
Yeah. You can channel certain people better than others, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'd say the full brunt of his energy was coming through right there.
Yeah.
Say when you.
When he comes in as spirit, he comes in so clear and so hard, like if it was a relative of mine.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always just like, what are you doing here? Like, I can't help you. Like,
It was the same when you did Mr. Rogers.
oh yeah.
It was like that was his full like emotional energy coming through that time.
Yeah, that was pretty similar actually.
But that's not on the playlist because it's in a live chat.
Oh yeah, that was a live channeling.
You should put that in the playlist.
I think I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but I'll double check for you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys can go check that out. But yeah, a lot of people seem to have liked the Mr. Rogers one. I would say, whew, my head's a little spinny from having Kurt Cobain there.
Just for the occasion.
But oh yeah. Hey. Yeah, I got Teen Spirit playing in my head now. But yeah, that was a really interesting energy. I could feel him so, like every emotion he was feeling, and I could see some of his memories, and I was just like, oh.
I can't believe he thinks his music might not have had an impact on people. Like that's some low self-esteem there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was like he was told that they told him that the only reason people like it is because they make them like it. Like they have that much power. Like you're just a face.
But like I said, that's partly true. But also with things like Nirvana, it's like the things that survive time, 30 years, like those were the real things. And Nirvana was a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a real light worker in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any comments or questions, or if you have questions for future channelings. Definitely let us know, or things, or people, or whatever you want us to channel. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.
Bye.